Hey guys, it's Kenny here from Slurve.com, back at it again for my favorite cash game plays for this week's Olympic golf tournament, and I'll throw in a few of my favorite cash plays for the John Deere Classic as well. Excuse me. Before we get into that, let's talk about last week. It wasn't that great. My four picks for the Travelers were Matt Kuchar, Webb Simpson, Brian Harman, and Ryan Moore. Kuchar and Moore both made the cut, finished in the top 20. It was just okay, especially for Kuchar. I thought he could definitely do better. Webb made the cut, finished 34th. That was a bit disappointing since I was really on him last week. I expected him to do much better. Harman disappointed a lot. He missed the cut. It's tough for me and Harman. Every time I use him, he always fails. Whenever I don't, he shoots 64 on Sunday to move up the leaderboard. So tough. It was just an okay week. 3 of the 4 made the cut. Hopefully, it was all right for you guys. I'll try to do better this week as we shift to the Olympics. The Olympic course in Rio, pretty wide open with wide fairways, large greens, no trees. The main defense of the course is going to be large, deep bunkers, fairway and green side. The sandy native areas with local vegetation will be a problem. And the ocean breeze, it's right near the ocean, so it could get windy. And if it does play windy, it's going to be a lot more difficult of a course than it normally would be. Some stats I'm looking for: birdie or better percentage, par 3 scoring, par 5 scoring. There are 5 par 3s on this course and 4 par 5s and only 9 par 4s at the Olympic course. I'm also looking for driving distance and sand safe percentage since there's a bunch of bunkers on this course. I'll also be looking into more recent form, more than usual, since there is really no edge with course history here. So I'll be relying a lot more on recent form. If you want to read more of a more detailed course description and all my picks and my key stats, go to projectroto.com. Check my article out. It's free to read for everyone, and there's some good information down there this week. So let's move on to the picks. My first pick, my high-end pick, it's going to be Martin Kaymer at $10,300. I do like Stenson above, and Kuchar, of course. I like Kuchar. You all know me. But my main man up top is going to be the German. Some people have said the Olympic course has a Pinehurst type of vibe to it with the very large, wide fairways and the sandy native areas. The last person to win at Pinehurst was Kaymer at the 2014 U.S. Open. He won wire to wire and wasn't really challenged at all in that tournament. He basically ran away with it. Other people have said the course is similar to Castle Stewart in Scotland, and Kaymer finished 13th there just this past year, just a couple months ago. He hits it somewhat long, hits a good amount of greens, and is a good sand player. He has really solid form lately with 4 top 7s in his last 7 events. He's been in Rio for a while, since last week, a lot longer than most of the other golfers in the field. I know some golfers are just coming in today or yesterday. So he should have a good idea of how the course plays, and that should help since this is a brand new course. As much practice you can get on the course, it will help when the real tournament starts. Next pick, it's going to be Jonathan Vegas at 8,300. He's been hot lately. A couple of top 5s in his last 3 events, including a win at the RBC Canadian Open. He also had a respectable 22nd place finish at the PGA Championship just a couple of weeks ago against, a star-studded field, a much, much more world-class field than this tournament this week. He hits the ball a mile, plays par 5s well, makes a good amount of birdies. I'll be riding his hot hand in GPPs and cash games this week. Next up is Padraig Harrington at 7,700. It's probably going to be my riskiest pick of the week, going a bit on the narrative form when I'm picking him because he was one of the main golfers to actually bring golf back into the Olympics. Him, Tiger Woods, way back in 2008. Really fought hard to get the Olympics back in. This is when Patrick was one of the best players in the world back then, so his voice was a pretty strong voice to have along with Tiger Woods. He wants to be here. He's supremely motivated because he knows this is his only shot at an Olympic medal. He's an older guy. He's not going to make it back. I wouldn't think. Who knows? Fjord did shoot a 58 last week at 46 years old, so maybe Patty can make it back in 2020, but it's going to be tough for him. he played well at Castle Stewart this year, and played and performed, admirably at both the recent majors, finishing 36th at the Open and 13th at the PGA Championship. And he always plays links courses well, and he plays well in the wind. He's also pretty good from the sand. Once again, he is my riskiest pick this week, but I mean, there's no cut, so you can tend to be a bit more risky when it comes to this field. Only 60 guys in the field, no cut. So if you're not really comfortable using Patrick in cash games, check out Danny Lee at 8,400. My final pick this week, it's going to be Alex Cejka at $6,600. Cejka will be a popular play at this price range due to just name recognition alone. This doesn't really bother me in cash games too much. He's been playing really well lately with a couple of top 11s leading up to this Olympic event. Stat-wise, he's really solid. One of the better stat guys in the field. He's 21st in birdie or better percentage, 3rd in par 3 scoring, 11th in par 5 scoring, and 45th in sand save percentage. Yes, I'll be stacking both Germans in my cash games this week. So that's going to be it for my Olympic tournament cash plays. The 4 picks are going to be Martin Keimer at 10,300, Jonathan Vegas at 8,300, Patrick Harrington at 7,700, and Alex Cejka at 6,600. So let's move on to the John Deere Classic quickly. The slate for this tournament isn't that great, but I'll still give you guys my 4 picks this week. It'll just be a quicker rundown than usual. First off, my 4 picks today, they're going to be Daniel Summerhays at 10,600, Robert Garrigus at 9,000, Keegan Bradley at 7,800, and Henrik Norlander at $6,800. Summerhays, he's been playing well. 3 top 11s in his last 6 events, and he's only missed 1 cut in his last 12 events played. So seems like a pretty safe play, especially in this weaker field event. Let's go to Garrigus. Robert Garrigus, he's made 7 of 8 cuts recently, with 4 top 11s in that span. He makes a bunch of birdies, is great with a wedge in his hand, and with these firm rolling fairways that TPC Deere run, he'll be hitting a lot of wedges into these greens. And his proximity stats from 100 to 125 and 125 to 150 are probably the best in the field. He's actually my pick to win this week. So if you guys play those bets, I think he's like 46 to 1, 50 to 1, something like that. So you might want to check Robert Garrigus out for your betting purposes this week. Next, it's going to be Keegan Bradley at 7,800. Keegan's price actually stayed the same as last week, even though this is a weaker field, and he finished in the top 25. So he seems like a value, one of the few values this week in this crazy, weak field event where, you have Summerhays at $10,600 and Stricker at like $11,800. So Keegan's definitely a value this week. He's been getting better with that new Kuchar left arm, long putter, left arm putting grip. He finished, and his tee to green game has always been solid. After having a really crappy year, he's actually made 5 of his last 6 cuts recently, with 3 top 25s in that span. My last pick is going to be Henrik Norlander at $6,800. He's made 11 of his last 12 cuts on tour. At that price, really, that's good enough for me. He's played this course once. He missed a cut, so if that worries you a little bit, you might want to pivot to, Tyrone Van Aswagen or Blaine Barber or Andres Gonzalez at that price range. So that's it for me this week. 2 big tournaments. Looking forward to these Olympics. If you want to see more of my information, go to projectroto.com. My article is free to read there every week. If you become a premium member there, you get David Frey, a.k.a. Jabberwock's cheat sheet. He's won a bunch of money this year in GPPs. Definitely someone to follow if you're trying to win the big monies. And it also comes with the Moosonomics spreadsheet, which I think is the easiest to use and best spreadsheet for all golf DFS out there. Also, check out my podcast on iTunes. It's called The Fantasy Golf Degenerates. Me and Brad Messersmith, another Slurve.com contributor, do that pod every week. We always have a good time, pretty good stories, pretty good info there every week. And lastly, make sure to check out all the other guys on Slurve. Brad does a GPP video. There's a couple of chats each week. I do my chat Wednesdays at 1 p.m. And also the guys over at Slurve just hired a whole bunch of really sharp minds for the NFL season. So if you want to get your NFL, DFS, info in, it's probably worth it to join up. It's only $10 a month, and you'll get some of the best NFL minds out there, and you'll get to see me every week, which is good as well. So good luck this week. Win all the money. Take down all your cash games, and I'll see you next week.